And I think what's really important here, and I think Dr. Drew will co-sign on this, is that this is not just about Matthew Perry. There is a network of doctors and others who are funneling drugs to people with means. And the really shocking part is that a lot of these people meet in rehab, that Matthew Perry met the ketamine queen in a rehab facility along with Charlie Sheen's ex-wife, who also happened to be best friends with the guy who was the broker for the drug. She has not been charged or arrested, but she cooperated with authorities and actually led them to her then best friend, among others. So the fact that they all met in rehab, when you think about it, is really shocking.
Special circle of hell for people who take advantage of people while trying to get treated for mental illness and addiction. Doc, I hear where Harvey's coming from, but we almost never hear of drug dealers being charged with homicide unless they're pushing bad product, right? Then sometimes if they knew this was bad product and they did it anyway, sometimes, but it's pretty rare. What do you think should happen here and why?
This is essentially identical to the Michael Jackson situation. The fact that Michael Jackson was given propofol outside of a surgical suite or an intensive care unit was the most bizarre thing I'd ever heard. I had a similar reaction to what was going on with this ketamine that was being distributed to poor Matthew Perry. Even though, however, I don't believe the ketamine was the proximate cause of his death. I think it contributed, but it was the opiates and the benzodiazepines that were seen in his toxicology report. That is always what causes people to stop breathing, decreases their respiratory drive, so when they go underwater, they don't wake up, they don't sputter. And the ketamine, of course, contributed. That doesn't make this, and somebody may use this as a defense in court, which is awful, because it doesn't make it any less outrageous that he was given these extraordinary amounts of a clearly dangerous drug, anesthetic levels of this drug.
All right, so we're going to get to the central question here, Harvey, or Drew, both of you weigh in on this. If you look at this prosecution, they are going to have to show that the doctors, the assistant, that they were part of what killed Perry on that day in that tub. The assistant has a problem, okay? The assistant has a problem, Harvey. I don't know how the doctors do if you can't put them in the room giving him something that kills him.
Well, look, I think Drew is right that he didn't die specifically from ketamine. But the reality is, and Drew, I'm a juris doctor, not a medical doctor, so help me out here. But the ketamine, there was enough in his system to basically for a doctor to do general anesthesia in surgery. So what he ended up was just unconscious as a result, and then right. just fell underneath the water and died. So there is, I think, there's a
something had to suppress his. Yeah, it's a proximate contributor for sure. But listen, the anesthetic levels, one of the reasons we use ketamine as an anesthetic is it doesn't interfere with respiration. But if you add things that do to it, that is right. why you stop breathing.
Who added them?
And again, to be getting this medication out of a controlled environment, yeah, absolutely. Then getting this medicine outside of a controlled environment, it is at least negligent manslaughter, at least. I don't know if that's what they're going for. If they're going, I don't think it actually is a murder one. That they had some this was a customer. They didn't want him to die, but it's
Conrad
negligent
Murray
at
was
a level.
Involuntary manslaughter. Conrad Murray was involuntary manslaughter.
Hey, Chris, can I make kind of a broader point?
Yeah, Harvey, I'm going to give
right.
you the last point. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're right that Conrad Murray was involuntary manslaughter. I have a different take on that. Conrad Murray was the stooge who was the last straw in Michael Jackson's life. And this is kind of what I was getting at the beginning, that there is a network of doctors and others who are doing this to a lot of people. And in Michael Jackson's case, he was getting shot up with Demerol every single day. His body was not only weakened, it was destroyed. And the addiction was not on Conrad Murray, it was on a bunch of other doctors that gave Michael Jackson 19 aliases. My point being that this is a serious problem that tragically happened to Matthew Perry, but goes way beyond him.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.